Quoting materials for your deck project is a collaboration, a team effort between you, the builder, with your drawing, dimensions, details, and us, the Deck Superstore, with our products and prices. At the Deck Superstore, we've built some tools to help us collaborate faster. Ballpark Estimate, the takeoff form, and the online store. Now, estimating materials for any construction project, as you know, puts you in a sort of Bermuda Triangle. You could take a guess at it, but to avoid guessing too high or too low, you're going to have to spend some time. The more accurate you get that estimate, the more of your time is at risk of being wasted. Drawing out a nice scaled, detailed drawing, choosing products, calculating to do a full materials takeoff, then waiting on us to get back to you with a fully priced quote. And that's just the first one. What about changes or comparing options? All that, and sometimes you don't even know if you're going to build it. That's why we made the Ballpark Estimator. Getting to a close enough cost up front might save you a lot of time. But more than that, get a project moving in the right direction, fast. Let's start with a quick sketch. Later on, you'll need a fancy scale drawing. For now, a little detail goes a long way. Include the size and shape, dimensions along the outside. Stairs, just a best guess for now. Rail posts and rail sections, typically expressed in measures of 6 or 8 feet, which is what you have to buy anyways. And posts and beam. Usually you can get about 6 or 8 feet between posts, but if you're not sure, check out the spans page. Here's a handy diagram that keeps us on the same page for these framing terms. Okay, scrolling back up to the top. To keep things simple, we're just going to use this example on the page. Let's take some basic numbers. This deck is a 10 by 16, 160 square feet, plus a 16-foot landing for a total of 176 square feet. It does have railing, it does have stairs, it does have framing. For the stair treads, there are 8 of those, and they're about 4 feet wide. Railing posts on the deck, not including the ones on the stairs, there are 9 of those. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4 more on the stair. Railing for the deck, if you add up all those 6 and 8 foot sections that you got to buy a 6-footer over there, 42 feet. On the stair, those 4 6-foot sections over here add up to 24 feet. Now for framing, number of framing posts. Well, I have 3 along the beam, plus I have 1 out here on the landing. That's 4 framing posts. Beam, that's a 16-footer, but the ledger is a 20-footer because the landing is along the house. And perimeter adds up to 44 feet. Let's click the button, Ballpark Estimate. Now we are cooking. $6,300 is your ballpark estimate. It has 4 sections for materials, starting with decking, fascia or trim, railing, and the frame. We start with some default middle-of-the-road product selections. Each line in the ballpark estimate has a construction number, a product selection, a price per the construction number, and a line subtotal. Construction numbers have a lot more to do with the design than with the products. Construction numbers come from your drawing, like square feet, or linear feet, or like this one, number of posts, etc. Problem was, in order to get an idea of price, we used to have to translate those construction numbers into several individual products. But now, with Ballpark Estimator, we can get directly from your construction numbers to prices, because instead of pricing products, we're pricing construction numbers. Construction numbers are sections of products, or assemblies of products, or sections of assemblies of products with prices. That's why doing a ballpark estimate is so fast, and at the same time, it's been surprisingly accurate. It's not perfect, which is why we're going to need to roll all of this ballpark information into the takeoff form later. For now, we just round to the nearest $100. Not only is ballpark faster to do, but it's also faster to change, to make it more and more correct. To change a product selection, hit the blue button. For railing posts, we have a note about what's included in this assembly of products that add up to these prices for these options. Same thing for framing posts or beam. For decking and fascia, let's see what happens when we change to TimberTech Legacy. 2 places in decking, deck surface, and also the stair treads. We could use their branded fastener. Fascia for the deck perimeter, for the stair stringer, and the stair riser. It's a matter of seconds to change any selection. You probably noticed the price go up from $6,300 to $7,500. Ballpark still gives you full control over these numbers and names. You can add a picture frame border or account for some waste. The more time you spend, the more accurate it will be. And it'll do whatever you tell it to do. Arm and a legacy. No, just kidding. But I will add in the color. Ballpark is like a notepad for your design. Speaking of using it like a notepad, try turning on add-on lines. We just added some new lines at the bottom of our estimate. You probably noticed the price jump because add-on lines allow you to specify padding, a percentage for materials, incidentals, and for tax and delivery. You can add estimates for extra features, add several different lines for labor based on your construction numbers above. Wow, good thing I'm not building this deck. Finally, you can save all your hard work and come back to this estimate later by sending it to your inbox. You can add like a job name or any other notes that you might have. And if you want us to follow up with you about it, just click that box. Add your contact and delivery info. Pick your Deck Superstore person and send it to your inbox. The next screen is the same thing you will get in your email. A summary at the top, a table with all those numbers and selections you made, little disclaimer at the bottom. It's not exact. We call it ballpark for a reason. I open the email in my Outlook and it looks like this. Back near the top, we have 3 choices for where to go from here. Middle choice, still wrestling with the size and shape of the deck. Want to see about another railing option? No problem. Just click this and get back into the Ballpark Estimator. A week later, a month later, it will load it up the way you had it before. Third choice, want to come in and talk about it, work on it together? Great. If you want, you can give us a heads up that you're coming. But let's say we've made our decisions with dimensions and product selections, and we are ready to move on to the takeoff form. That is the topic of the next video, Deck Superstore Quoting Tools, Part 2. Builders, now you shouldn't have to spend hours doing full drawings, full takeoffs, getting fully priced quotes for people who are just trying to figure out if they can afford it, because that would be crazy. We hope Ballpark Estimator and our takeoff form can help you take more of a staged approach to quoting, where you don't move on to the takeoff stage until everyone likes what they see. And you're not alone. The knowledgeable sales team at the Deck Superstore is here to help. After all, quoting is collaborating. Ballpark Estimator is just one more thing the Deck Superstore brings to the table to make deck projects more enjoyable. To start getting good at it, go to thedecksuperstore.com and click on Ballpark Estimate.